all right. Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Marilyn's Cafe Society radio show, right here on the YouTube channel. Of course, today is Saturday. It's June 16th, 2018, the 167th day of the year. There's just about 198 days left in 2018. And of course, it's Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. And of course, later on in this short show, we're going to be sharing some information about Father's Day, of course, in celebration of our fathers. So how are you? How are you doing? Yeah, I know today we're recording the show because my day is packed. I have so much to do, and we're trying to beat the heat because those who are in the Chicagoland area, you know that we're supposed to hit like 94, 95 today. And then with the heat index, it's supposed to be in the hundreds. So we're trying to get as much as we can get done today in the early part of the day before the heat really sets in. I stepped out already earlier this morning, and you can tell, you can just feel it in the air that it's going to be a scorcher, and tomorrow it's even going to be worse. So anyway, stay cool, stay hydrated. Remember to check on the vulnerable, the youngsters and senior citizens and all of that good stuff. All right, so are you ready for the show? Well, here we go on this day in history. Listen to this. This is really I think a message that we can all kind of chew on and think about. So upon accepting the Republican nomination for the Senate on this day in 1858, Abraham Lincoln commented that during his acceptance speech, a house divided against itself cannot stand. He made that comment, and of course it in today's terminology went viral, and so you hear it in a lot of speeches, even in modern times today. Okay, and then also on this day in history, the Pepsi Cola Company incorporated back in 1902, and just FYI, the Pepsi Cola drink was created by a pharmacist by the name of Caleb Bradham in New Bern, North Carolina, and that was in 1898, but not on this day, just a extra added point to make there. And then last but not least, in honor of Father's Day, and of course our fathers, I did a little digging and wanted to check out the history of Father's Day, and this is what I discovered. The first celebration honoring fathers happened in Spokane, Washington, back in 1910. And of course, it was at the urging of a young girl by the name of Sonora Dodd. Her mother died during childbirth, leaving her father to raise her and her other 5 siblings. And so she thought that her father should be honored too. I guess this all happened during a church service when they were honoring mothers on Mother's Day. And she thought, hey, wouldn't it be a great thing to do to honor her father? So, it was a tough fight for this young girl to keep the Father's Day celebration, even on the local level, going every year. She was fighting to make it become a national day of observance. And so by 1916, President Woodrow Wilson tried to make it an official holiday, but Congress resisted. And then in 1924, President Calvin Coolidge verbally supported the effort by this young lady, but he did not issue an official proclamation. But by 1938, Sonora did receive help from the Father's Day Council, which is a group that was founded in New York by the New York Associated Men's Retailers. However, that fight continued because many during that time believed that this Father's Day initiative was all about the commercialization of yet another day that was meant to honor a group of people, sort of like the Mother's Day holiday had become. So people were resisting this. They really did not want to support the idea or the notion that fathers should be honored on a particular day. But finally, some 30 years later, President Lyndon B. Johnson issued the first presidential proclamation honoring fathers, and fathers were to be celebrated every third Sunday in June, according to that proclamation. But again, Father's Day didn't become a permanent national holiday until 6 years later, when President Richard Nixon signed it into law in 1972. Dads even to this day, have it kind of hard when it comes to the idea of Father's Day. Mother's Day, you hear all the hoopla and celebration and honoring, but on Father's Day, things kind of get quiet. It took a long time for Father's Day to become a national holiday, especially when you compare it to Mother's Day. Mother's Day efforts started in 1908, and by 1914, it had become a national holiday. So, man, I tell you, dads, I don't know if you have to step up your game or if folks are just resistant to celebrating fathers. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that mothers carry children. We carry them 9 months in our womb, and then we are the primary caregivers, at least for the first 5 years of their life. And so there's a strong bond there that men just don't have, unless you're one of those unique men who, once the child is born, even before the child is born, you have a lot of interaction. I thoroughly believe that babies can hear at some point during the pregnancy, and if you talk to them and sort of bond with them before birth, when they come out, they'll be familiar with your voice and so forth. But anyway, needless to say, Father's Day is here, and so once again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Okay, guys, are you ready for some cafe news? Well, I'll tell you, this immigration bill and all the enforcement that's going on has me very concerned and somewhat confused. I read that there's 2 bills on the table that have been written by GOP leaders. One is considered a hard right proposal that was penned by Representative Bob Goodlatte of Virginia, and the other is being called a more moderate bill that was written by the House Republican leaders. And it's being reported that the president supports them both. So how is that possible? I don't know. I'll have to do some more research to get a better understanding of what's going on here. But I read that in either case, they're not good bills in terms of human rights for human beings. And I get it about border enforcement and, trying to control immigration. I get all of that. But from what I'm hearing and reading, with children being separated from their parents, that's just a hard thing to wrap my head around. So I'm going to do some more research on this and maybe deal with it. I don't know. I've been grappling with the idea of kind of moving away from politics on my show, but I just had to mention this one. And also this one because over the years we have been on the North Korean watch, right? And so there was a historic meeting that took place earlier in the week with the president and North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un. This all happened on Tuesday in Singapore. But the big question is, what was the result of the meeting? Well, there's still no firm agreement about how North Korea plans to do away with their nuclear weapons program, or even when it's, when they're going to start dismantling. But there was some other concessions made according to various media outlet reports. including one where the president has pledged to end the annual American joint military exercises with South Korea. So stay tuned. Apparently, not only were White House officials surprised about that, but those who have been sort of on the North Korean watch were also a bit surprised and taken aback on that one. So again, stay tuned. We'll maybe at least watch these two political type stories and see how they further develop. Shifting to business, well, did you hear that Walgreens is opening a new office in Chicago? Yeah, they made this announcement on Friday. It said it will occupy 200,000 square feet in the old post office building at 433 West Van Buren Street by the fall of 2019. And they're saying that nearly 75% of the jobs will be relocated from other Walgreens locations, I guess, around the area or country. Their Walgreens headquarters will remain, however, in Deerfield, Illinois, and the company said it operates some 120 drugstores within the city of Chicago itself. Yeah, so good news for them. I think they had been trying to find use for that old post office for a very long time, and if my memory is correct, I think part of that building is going to be condos or something like that. So we'll see. All right, stocks on the move real quick. The Dow is down 4.83, so is the S&P 500 down 2.83, and the NASDAQ is down 14.66. Stocks that are up include Canada Goose Holdings. They're up 15.17 from 61.2, and Lyondell Basel Industries up 1.17 to 115.32. Now, those that are struggling a bit include Boeing, as well as Adobe Systems, Newfield Exploration, and SunTrust Banks. All right, and last but not least, I know you guys heard about this story. It sort of hit social media and the regular media earlier in the week, and that, of course, is a story about the American greetings card that featured a photo of a silhouette of a man and woman kissing, and with the inscription "Baby Daddy" overlaid over the silhouette. And there was a young lady, I believe her name was Takesha Sanders, who happened to be in the Target in her area and ran across the card and made a post on social media, referencing the baby daddy term or expression, and how she felt a bit, offended by it. And before long, that particular social media post went viral, so much so that Target and American Greetings decided to pull that Father's Day card from the shelves, and of course issued statements indicating that they really weren't trying to offend anyone. If you open up the card and read what it said on the inside, it talks about how whoever the recipient of the card would be, that they're a wonderful husband and father, and they're so grateful to have you as my partner, friend, and then lastly, my baby daddy. Happy Father's Day. So they said that they were trying to use it more as an expression of endearment and nothing more beyond that. And so hence that takes us into our cafe talk, which I posted on Twitter and Facebook earlier. Do you think the expression baby daddy is derogatory? Do you think the expression baby daddy is derogatory. Now, I must admit, years ago when I first started hearing that expression, especially in the tone and context in which it was being used, I was offended by it. I took it as a negative, that it was being said with a negative connotation, that there was nothing good about being a baby daddy. And then this song came out that kind of reinforced my my feeling on people referring to the father of their children as a baby daddy. And I think when it first started being used, it was used as, oh, that's just my baby daddy, which again implies that it's not a good thing to be a baby daddy, but, and so over a period of time, like so many other changes that have happened in society, or I should say, accepting things more in society, I, started seeing it used more as a term of endearment, even with married couples, women referring to their husbands and fathers of their children as their baby daddy. It was used with humor and as a term of endearment. And so, it kind of grew on me, and I didn't take offense to it as much. But apparently a lot of people do, as this young lady did. She said when she grew up, hearing the term baby mama and baby daddy was a negative thing. And to see a card, on the shelf of a store for Father's Day that referenced or referred to the father as a baby daddy, she just felt it very offensive, and went on to say that it was an insult to black fathers and a slap in the face to the African American community as a whole, that there were plenty of black men who aren't just baby daddies but are excellent fathers. And so the card had been made available to some 900 Target stores, and I think in total maybe 5,300 drugstores and grocery stores nationwide through American Greetings. But the last report is that they are being pulled, and an explanation to how the card came to being was offered up from American Greetings. So anyway, be interesting to know how you guys feel about that. I'm just gonna pop on social media. I was on Twitter right before I started this broadcast, and I had not seen any responses to that post yet. I got it posted about an hour or so ago. Sometimes it takes people a minute to reply or respond. So now we're just gonna run back over to Facebook and see if we've gotten any feedback from Facebook. But it'll be posted on Facebook, Maryland's Cafe Society on Facebook, and also Maryland's Cafe Social on Twitter. If you decide that you want to jump and go there now just to kind of chime in and share your thoughts and opinions, I'll be checking it throughout the day, and certainly by the time I settle down later on in the night to see what some of you had to say. Yeah, that's one post. I don't see anything. Let's go back and see if there's something here. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. And again, it just kind of brought to mind for me how, back in the day, certain things, actions, expressions were not accepted in our culture or society at large, and how, over time things have kind of grown on us, and I guess it's some things have just become more palatable, for lack of a better word. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Again, it'll be posted up there on the social media for you to chime in throughout the day or tomorrow, or throughout the week, and I'll certainly just check in to see what the comments are. And again, you can text at 815-593-1695, or during our live broadcast of the show, you can certainly call in and we can chat about any of the cafe talks that's out there. All right, so I told you it was going to be a short show today. Just got so much to do, and I'm trying to really beat the heat. So before I go, I do want to do a announcement that I received. And again, I apologize. I get a lot of emails, and it's difficult to keep up or stay on top of everything. So when you text something to me or even call me to make sure that I received what you sent to me, it brings it to my attention, and I can certainly do the announcement for you. So again, if I have not or did not make your announcement or get back with you on something, I apologize. It's just so much to do. All right. But here I heard from one of our friends of the show, Apostle Jonas Jones of the New Covenant Worship Center. He had a couple of announcements, and this one is so good. He was inspired from a fellow minister out of Chicago for this idea. He and his congregation are going to be taking over the Blue Kangaroo laundromat on next Saturday. That's June 23rd. It's located at 606 East Cass Street in Joliet, 10 o'clock a.m. They are going to be giving away $1,000 in free washes. That's right. So if you need to save your coins for other things and you want to, take advantage of this, you need to go ahead and show up 10 a.m. next Saturday, again at the Blue Kangaroo Laundromat, 606 East Cass Street, and get free washes. Now, I don't know if there's a limitation per family, but I guess once you get there, so many loads per family, I don't know. But once you get there, you'll find out. All right. Isn't that a great idea? I love it. I love it. So I told him I'll help him get that word out. Again, Laundromat Takeover by Apostle Jonas Jones and his congregation at the New Covenant Worship. They'll be serving up $1,000 in free washes to those who need them. 606 East Cass Street in Joliet. That's next Saturday, June 23rd at 10 a.m. All right. And also they have this awesome play that they will be putting on. And that play is going to be on Saturday, July 14th at 5 p.m. It's going to happen at the New Covenant Worship Center, 2423 Glenwood Avenue in Joliet. $12 the tickets are in advance, and at the door it's going to be $18. It's a play entitled Preacher's Kids, The Untold Story. It's inspiring, funny, and true. And of course, it's produced by Alvin M. Daniels, and he and Pastor Venice Jones and Apostle Jones invite you all to come out and support it. Again, Saturday, July 14th, 5 p.m. at the New Covenant Worship Center, 2423 Glenwood Avenue in Joliet. And for more information, you can send an email to ncwc2010@yahoo.com. That's NC, N like Nancy, C like cat, W, C like cat, 2010@yahoo.com for more information. Or you can go to the website, amenzone.org, amenzone.org. All right, folks. Well, I think that's going to do it. I got to get out and about and take care of some business. I just wanted to present a special Father's Day show to all the fathers out there. Once again, we want to wish you a happy Father's Day. Remember to follow me on Twitter. That's Marilyn's Cafe Soch. on Twitter, at Facebook, Marilyn's Cafe Society. Remember to check out the website, marilynscafesociety.com as well. Remember on this YouTube channel to like, share, and subscribe. All right? Appreciate it so much. All right, and then last but not least, oh, where did I put it? Love is. I got to tell you what love is. And love is taking Dad on a water slide. Sounds like a lot of fun. All right. As always, everybody, if you don't do anything else, this weekend and in the coming week, be sure that you live, you laugh, and you love. As always, it's been a pleasure and a privilege. We'll do it all over again right here on the YouTube channel next Saturday, June 23rd. Peace, everybody. Once again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers.